Welcome to more Gran Turismo Sport Closed Beta Specialtatin. Today we have another Group 4 race around Brands Hats with IOF-RACING in the 4C. But this time around, maybe just maybe it'll be a different result. I'm pretty confident sure IOF-RACING is going to win. But, well, ERU Fan 97 is in second this time instead of me in second. So, well, DRL or XFEL, I guess it could go either way. And, well, yeah, ER has raced in both, I've raced in both, and IOF-RACING has probably raced in every racing league that's the top ones possible. So we'll see which one comes out on top for this one. I think IOF-RACING is going to come out on top there. Yeah, I ain't got much for him. Let's see if ER has much for him. Probably not, given they already went off the track. I went off the track. ER went off the track. This race is going pretty cop-picking unique so far, I guess. But I guess that does make for good racing, though. ER's muddled up in the pack. I'm even more muddled up in the pack. So, well, IOF-RACING is gone, but this is some pretty cop-picking good racing, folks. I don't think we're necessarily going to worry about Alien try to run up through the pack, or me just being stuck behind an alien but not really with the pack. I think this time it's going to be the alien's gone, as it should be, and I'm racing with the pack, as it should be. So this is actually shaping up to be a good race, even though it wasn't the goodest of starts there. But this is a good race now. I guess ER's still there, and the rest of them still there, and this is a pretty cotton-picking good pack right yonder. IOF-RACING, yeah, he's not so still there anymore, but I don't really think anyone expected him to be. He, being in the 4C, is as fast in GTR. I honestly haven't seen him necessarily be faster in the 4C. I know he has a better qualifying time in that car, but per total race time, I haven't actually seen him be faster. I mean, I guess maybe he just goes in the 4C to, like, test out a tune or whatever and see if he can tweak it to go a little bit faster. But it seems like the safer route to go, given that he's the best driver on the track at any given time, to just race a GTR, because that's going to be a surefire win. In a race like this, I mean, yeah, he's probably going to win anyway, because he's so far in the lead with the 4C, but I'm sure occasionally he gets races where you get another really good driver in a GTR who's just a little bit off his pace, and then they just sort of get out on lead off the start and then just sort of sit there in front, kind of making all the pack jumbled together, which makes his race even harder. So I don't know. Again, I don't really know alien logic, but, well, nonetheless, logic aside, this doesn't really need too much logic. This is pretty obviously a good race, no matter what type of logic you have. And, well, it's not exactly the best race for me with position so far, but, I mean, I'm still right with this pack here. I can end up getting to second, or I can end up staying where I am, depending on how the race goes, so that's pretty cop-picking good, I guess. As of now, though, I think ER wants to be in second, and you can't really blame him there. He qualified second, so let's see if I can get up in the third, which is where I qualified, and maybe make it a battle between the top few, with ER and me both in the top few, but, well, few. Again, IOF-RACING is the top of the few there. He's no few, he's just the one. But, again, I really see no chance of passing him at any point ever. But as this race progresses, though, I guess there's always the just factor of it's a race in general, and crazy stuff can happen in a race. But I'm still going to go ahead and kind of sort of doubt it there. This pack is spreading out a little bit there, though, but honestly, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because that means I can start running my own line and not necessarily having to worry about lines of the two ahead there too much. So maybe that means I can actually catch them with a better run and just sort of staying right behind them and pretty much having to run their line. If I can run my own line, maybe I can get a run onto the straight or something to make a pass. And then that way that's one car down, so then I can get another car down, so then I can get the ER and maybe make this a good race for second. Which isn't out of the realm of possibilities yet, because it's still pretty cop-picking early in the race, I guess. It ain't necessarily right at the beginning, but it ain't necessarily right at the end either. This is a pretty cop-picking long race in general, so yeah, I think I still have some time to maybe make something done here, and as of now, that's what I'm definitely trying to do here. I'm pretty much right back up to 4th place again, and 4th is right back up to 3rd place again, but 3rd ain't exactly all the way up to 2nd, so I think I'm probably going to want to get around 4th and 3rd to try to get to 2nd, but getting to 2nd ain't necessarily going to be the easiest thing. But again, I ain't necessarily going to say it's impossible. We'll just see as the race goes here. I think second rear on back ain't necessarily perfectly perfect, so weirder stuff I guess could happen. Though as of now, I need to go ahead and not really try too hard for second, because I don't necessarily want to start looking way ahead there when I stay fourth and third there, because I don't necessarily want to cause a wreck, because them two are trying to battle now and switch around positions, so I don't exactly think 3 wide would be the wisest decision. But, well, the positions got switched, I guess, pretty picking fast there, so maybe now I'll try to do something, because they did slow each other down a little bit trying to switch around positions and battle there, so that gets me in that battle in and of itself, so maybe I can win the battle. We'll just have to see, folks. We'll just have to see. As of now, it's looking like nobody's necessarily winning or losing the battle. It's still pretty much a stalemate between us three here in this little gaggle. ER is getting more and more by, though, as we are in this little gaggle here, so I don't want to stay in this little gaggle for too much longer, because I want to make it a bigger gaggle. I want to try to catch ER and make yet another car in this, because that makes it even the more better racing, and maybe even a more better position, depending on how it turns out. Though it's actually not really bad. I don't really think 5th would hurt my driver rating necessarily, but I guess, again, the race ain't over. I probably am at least going to get 5th. I don't really see any way I could get 6th or lower necessarily. 6th is way back there. But I'd like to see if I can get 3rd or maybe even 2nd. But I think 4th and 3rd and 2nd are thinking the same thing. But, well, there's 4th. I didn't really do anything there different, but eventually 4th place did make a mistake, so now I'm in 4th place. I guess that was a little bit of a pine and avoiding pressure there, but I think that was more just random luck on my side and not on the other driver's side there. Again, we ain't the aliens. Yeah, I'm not going to be perfect every time, and I don't necessarily think the other drivers are. We are pretty cotton-picking good. I mean, given that we're not too far off IOF-RACING in the sense of a full lap, or not that far off, I guess it's still pretty cotton-picking impressive, and again, I'm very much glad to be racing with the good drivers I am. It's much better racing with good, clean drivers who know what they're doing than a dirty pack that's just rubbing and bassing and crashing and stuff. That's all fine and dandy for a dirty race because you're expecting it, but in a clean race it's just kind of annoying. So I'm definitely glad I'm racing with the clean drivers I am and not with the dirty drivers. It is pretty cotton picking cool no matter what position I end up getting. Anyway, speaking of position, 2nd might be gone, but 3rd definitely ain't. So I'm going to try my best to get 3rd. And, well, Jiminy Cricket, 3rd's taking a bit of an odd line there. Oh, Lord. Oh, well, I don't think that's his line. I think that's his crazy lag. I guess he'll just try to run the same lines as I usually do and hope the car doesn't lag into me. Oh, Lord. I think I just saw, oh, well, what? I think that was just, I'm just going to race my own line here and see how stuff ends up coming out. This is confusing and scary at the same time. Well, at least on my screen, those 2 cars wrecked. Maybe I could see 4th place wrecking because I was probably lagging too. The 3rd place seems a bit odd. What in the gym? Wait a minute. Wait a cotton picket. Did everyone else lag out but I didn't? Jiminy Cricket, IOF lagged that too. Holy Snikes, I'm gonna win. Everybody else lagged that except for me, I'm pretty cotton picking sure. I know that's kind of a cheeky way of winning, but let the record show. I just won, and at least in an indirect way. And not exactly dirty racing or anything either, so this is kind of legit in a way, because I didn't cause anyone to wreck. I beat IOF-RACING in, like, the least legit way possible. I did technically win. I won on a lag out, but I still won, and I didn't do it in a dirty way. So, I guess I'll take it. I won the race, so that'll definitely up my skill point a whole heck of a heap. I beat an S-Claster. Let the record show, though, that at least on my screen I won the race before I lagged out. I don't really know what happened to the other drivers that race. I assume the room just exploded. Given that I saw every car lagging in some way, shape, or form, I think just everybody lagged out of that race. And, well, hopefully, because everyone lagged out of that race at different points, hopefully they just count that in the sportsmanship rating and the driver rating as not for or against, because I'm pretty cotton picking sure that was everybody. But let's check and see, folks. Let's see how well they did with the sportsmanship rating and the driver rating. For sportsmanship rating, it's hard to tell because it's just a letter and not a bar. Driver rating, this is before the race. Okay. And this is after the race. Remember, on my screen, I won the race. Oh, Jiminy Cricket. That went down, didn't it? Oh, Jiminy Cricket. Really, PD? Really? I know I'm still A-class there, and I moved up to the point of it's not like the PD logic, the worst one yet, because at least this time I'm at a comfortable level of A-class. But, I mean, Jiminy Cricket. That's y'all servers messing up and us paying the price. I'm not 100% sure, but given how I've seen rooms explode in that exact manner, in ZT6 of cars flying everywhere and the finishing order being crazy, I think that's what happened in this too. So that literally means 18 drivers, or however many were in the race at the time, got their driver rating lowered. 18 at once. That's just no in every way. If something like that happens, PD needs to make it to where it doesn't count for or against. I didn't necessarily want this to turn into PD logic, but, well, I mean, that was a crazy race. I technically beat IOF-RACING, and that was some of the craziest last lap shenanigans I've ever seen. So, well, this literally has an everything in one video. It has anger in the sense I lagged out and got penalized. It has PD logic in that sense too. It has confusion because at one point I didn't know where I was going to finish. It has happiness because I thought I won. It has sadness because I realized I didn't when I lagged out. And it just has general insanity because of all that crazy lag. So this is a everything in one, I guess, for y'all. PD logic, a race, craziness, ranting, specialtatin, everything in one for y'all. And, well, it's definitely a crazy everything in one for sure, folks. That's for sure. That's for sure. And, well, there'll be more crazy specialtatin to come, I'm sure, in the future. But, well, I'm not sure if anything's going to be quite as crazy as this. But, well, maybe that's a good thing, folks. Maybe that's a good thing. Because I think, yeah, well, this happening is not necessarily the most common of occurrences. But either way, whether I won or I didn't even get to the line before I truly lagged out, and that's just what I saw, or everyone else lagged out before me and I actually did win, or a combination of all of them, whatever, it's still a pretty cotton picking and entertaining race. And, well, I hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, yeehaw!